I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
Race number 3 on the day, 1600 meters a trip. This will be the start of the pick 6. 1350, so that is 10-2. The off-timer, fillies and mares, 84 handicap, a B-class contest, average rating of 84. Now, having a look at the fixed odds betting market, number 4, For Sure, tops that at 28-10. It's 7-2 about Minogue, 4-1 about Masharina. It's 5-1 Petit Verdot, 6-1 Celtic Beauty, and then it's 10-1 and Better Bar those. Now, horse number 4, For Sure, last time out in the Flamboyant, she ran an absolute cracker in a grade 3 contest. She's down in class for this event. And when we have a look at her last start, now if we just analyze that piece of form, she was the only 3-year-old to run a good race, and she ran 4th. In front of her was a horse that won the Gauteng Fillies Guineas as a 3-year-old in the form of Lady of Power. The horse that ran 3rd in the race was Marigold Hotel, who's competed at group level. And then the winner was Rocky Reef, who just enjoyed the conditions on the day. She thrived in the soft conditions over 1600 meters, and she just found a good finish on the day to win the race. Now, she was not given a penalty. She stays on a mark of 97 for that performance. She certainly ran a cracking race, and she was only beaten 1.5 lengths. She now has a peak run, her 3rd run after layoff. She's suited to track and trip. She's a much better filly on the turf. It's clear to see that. And I think that despite 61.5 kgs on the back, she is the best. She's the best horse in the race, and she's earned the weight that she's got to shoulder for this outing. So she's no doubt the horse that they all have to beat. Now, number 8, Minogue. Last time out, she also ran in the Flamboyant, and maybe she just did not take to the soft conditions. Reported restless, no show on that day. So she's a filly that you possibly have to look at and possibly say she could just be better in more firmer conditions, and she's definitely going to get that on Monday at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. So she could be a filly that improves on her last start and puts it behind her and runs a much better race. And she has been beaten beyond For Sure in the 2 times that they have met, so I expect For Sure to confirm that and make it 3 from 3 to confirm that beating of Minogue. But in saying that, Minogue is a filly that does have her fair share of ability, and it wouldn't be a surprise if she were to get involved into the mix. But I think the 2 horses that could give For Sure the biggest danger are the 2 recent maiden winners. Number 1, Celtic Beauty, and number 2, Masharina. Now, they obviously are 2 individuals that could be way better than their rating does suggest. Celtic Beauty on a mark of 82 and Masharina on a mark of 79. Now, Celtic Beauty, she's a filly that Tony Rivlin thinks a lot of, and she won her last start comfortably. She had a 12 out of 12 draw. She was given a chance by Richard Fourie, and they wanted to see how she could run on, and if she was good enough, she would win. And she did just that. She didn't just win, she trounced the opposition, winning by 2.5 lengths. And I think her win is even better than the 2.5 lengths does suggest. I think she's a filly that's got any amount of scope for improvement. She jumps from gate number 1. She's got 54 kgs on the back. Matthew Thackeray takes the ride for Tony Rivlin. Richard Fourie, 54 is possibly a stretch for him. And unless he could possibly make the weight, but he thought that Minogue at this point in time could just be the horse that could just get the better of Celtic Beauty. But whatever the case may be, I think that Celtic Beauty is open to good improvement, and I think she could run a nice rate out the maidens. And then number 2, Masharina, similar to Celtic Beauty, she was drawn 12 out of 14, given a chance from the draw. If she was going to get there, she had to be good to get there, and she was certainly that, because when you have a look at that rerun, she had no right to win the race. At the top of the lane, she was sitting second last. She had around 15 lengths to make up, and for her to make 15 lengths from the 400 to finish at Hollywoodbets Greyville in a track that has a slightly shorter run-in compared to most tracks around the country, that was quite incredible. Her 400 to finish was in a time of 23.4, so she really quickened up at the business end of things. 1600 meters a trip that I think is going to suit her right down to the ground. She's got just 52.5 kgs on the back, and she's at around 4-1 in the market, so she's given respect in the market, and she's a filly that could certainly go very well here. She's in receipt of a solid 9 kgs, in fact, from number 4 For Sure, and that could be the telling factor the Italian factor at the end of the day. 9 kgs is a lot of weight to concede to a horse that is obviously improving. So number 4 for sure, top selection based on what she brings into the race. She's got solid form. She's earned the weight that she's got to carry. She's the best horse in the race at this point in time, and Craig Zaki gets aboard for the very first time. But main dangers I think could come from numbers 1 and 2. If I had to pick out one from the 2, it's got to be number 2, Mascherina, just given the way she finished off her last start over 1400 meters. I think the mile will suit her, and with 52.5, I think she could make her presence felt in a big way. And then Celtic Beauty, Minogue, runners that you have to include. But in terms of Barpot and PA, I'll go with numbers 2 and 4. I think those 2 numbers should be good enough. And in terms of the pick 6, well, I think you can include number 1, Celtic Beauty, and number 8, Minogue, if you want to go past the other 2, which are 2 and 4. That's race number 3. I think for sure, and Mascherina could certainly fight it out. Top selection would be the 4 horse based on what she has achieved to date.
My name's Danny Di Liberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. Communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.